Joe. Hey guys! Excuse me, let me just close my Christmassy jacket here. Hey, welcome to Peri, Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. Woo! There's been a lot of change the last few days, and it's been great change. There's been, some of it's been not so great, but on a personal level, I think for a lot of us, it's been very good change. The reason I don't have lipstick on, and I have a jacket I bought in Cornwall and 20 years ago, is because I moved my mom, who is 90, back from being in an assisted living place to being home. And I would like to tell you with all sincerity that it's a house without a 90-year-old perky, spirited woman in it. Very different than a house with one. So we've all been, wow, I got to say, my mom is badass. So anyway, so that's the reason I have no makeup on. But I'm very, very interested in you guys because I have to say, what was it, yesterday? The 23rd, no, 22nd, excuse me. And 1925, whatever this is. So there was, if you looked out the window, which, sometimes is a good thing to do, you might have seen what looked like a Christmas star, like the one that was over the stable that night when the three wise men approached and the baby who was just like us, but more so, but better, was in the stable, having just been birthed there. There was traditionally, a very, very bright star that led the three kings of the three wise men to the stable to offer gold and myrrh and a teddy bear. Anyway, so a star very much like that, not a star, but a conjunction of two huge planets on top of each other in the sky. The first time in 200 years happened yesterday. And if you're feeling different, better, kind of happier, maybe lighter, it's because these two planets coming together are very big, very important planets, kind of VIP planets. One of them is Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of, it's sort of the planet of discipline that's good for you, but you don't like it at the time, but you look back and it's like, remember when your parents made you eat your vegetables and you kept hiding them under the mashed potatoes or giving them to the dog? Or so I hear. I never did that. I was perfect. So Saturn's a little like that. And Saturn imposes kind of a discipline, a structure, and sometimes it can almost make us feel trapped in our lives. Oh, Michelle, Rochester, yay! I'll be with you in about 4 minutes. Is good?
Okay.
Thank you, love. So Saturn, it's at 0 degrees, so it's just starting its 2 or 3 year journey right now. And Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, where you're lucky, unexpected gifts, benevolence. Jupiter is great. And so Saturn's a little like college and Jupiter's like the day you graduate. Anyway, these two are both together at 0 degrees. So they're going to be moving forward for the next 3 years. And they have been in Earth signs, which are very structured, very much about power. They've been in Capricorn the last few years. So that's about power. It's not very much about empathy. It's about structure. It's about an earthy things that have to do with this earth, this lifetime. Saturn and Jupiter today are both going into Aquarius, which is an air sign. It's a sign of humanity. It's a sign of forward thinking, of thinking like we're all brothers. It's a very, well, sisters, or either, or both. it's a sign. I don't know if you remember the song, like, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. Sorry, Aquarius. There we go. So Aquarius was the age we've been wanting because it's an age where we're all seen for who we really are, rather than our power, our status, our money, we're seen for our souls, our spirits, and how we contribute to the greater good. Anyway, so if you're an Aquarius, you got an interesting year coming up. If you have Aquarius rising, if you know your chart, another good year, but it's really, really, really the beginning of a lot of change. And a lot of my clients are both feeling very anxious and very light and happy at the same time. The last thing I'll say here is sometimes when we grow past our old problems, our old limitations, our old pattern of self-sabotage, or I'm always dating the wrong guy, when we just sort of grow out of that, we're not doing it anymore. We thought that was our rewind. Thank you. We thought that was our identity. It was our ego identity. It was stuff we had learned that didn't serve us. When we outgrow those unhealthy ways of being, when you get to a place you're about to succeed and you don't self-sabotage, and that feels good. That can feel uncomfortable because the old patterns that didn't work for us still protected us from the unknown. Because if we get really successful, how do you do that? That's unknown. It's scary. If you suddenly know how to, thank you, Michelle, for being so patient. And I do want to read for you because something is good coming up. Your guardian angel is like, over here, over here. Okay, almost done. So if you're feeling sort of anxious and free and happy at the same time, sometimes we don't know what we're growing into. It's uncomfortable. It's the unknown, but it's great. So, and you get to make it up. You get to choose this new way of being. You get to say, I used to pick really boneheaded guys or girls or llamas, but now I'm with somebody who respects me and I really like, and I respect them, and it's totally different. And it feels really, I'm not actually sure what to do here, but I'm just going to follow my heart, and so far, so good. So get ready for a lot of really lovely changes. That's all. Hi, Michelle. Thank you.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I love Rochester. Is it Rochester, New York, or Rochester? Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, New York. Yep. It's nice and cold.
There's actually a wonderful, well, I'll tell you a little later, but there's a graveyard there that has a tomb. There was a young man in the 19th century from a very, very, rich family, and he fell in love with the Irish maid, and they were like, I don't think so, pal. Send her back to Ireland. And he died of heartbreak. And if you go to the tomb, he's lying on top of the tomb, and this naked, beautiful angel carved out of marble is suspended above him. And that's, I guess they felt really bad. That's the girl. It's like a portrait of the girl. Also, the guy's wearing real. It's God. I will find out if you get in touch with me on Peri Lyons, on Facebook. I will find out tonight and let you know. But it's really cool. Also, because his family made their fortune in shoes. The shoes he's wearing are unbelievably beautifully carved. So hi. Haven't gotten that out of it just seemed like something. I know you sort of like the unusual and you have a playful sense of humor. It just seemed like something you'd like, and you like history. So, what day is your birthday, Milla? I like to connect to people through their birthdays.
It's January 29th.
I thought so. I knew it was going to be an Aquarius, and I knew it was going to be you being an Aquarius. Yeah. it's Heather Graham's birthday, the actress.
It's Oprah's birthday, too.
Is it really? Well,
Yeah.
2 and 9, in numerology, 2 and 9 make 11, and that's a very powerful number. It's, we'll get back to that in a minute, but it's a number. Music is very important to you, like purity, integrity. It's good. And you've probably had a few lifetimes in this lifetime. So, let's see what your question is. I think it's, Do you have 2 kids?
No.
Would you like some? I'm selling them on eBay. Sorry about that.
I mean, just I'm selling them on eBay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
I'm not usually wrong, but when I'm wrong, it's like, oh, well. It feels like this is about somebody that you have. You're asking not just about yourself, but somebody you have like very, very lot of affection for. She said ungrammatically. So, my darling, what is your question?
I guess, it's not really just one question. It's more just any type of guidance. I mean, I've been kind of in a relationship with somebody that I just don't feel is going to be the right person for me. So that's an issue. I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel I aspire that like talents that I want to do, but I don't know how to go about doing these things. I just feel like, and I don't mean this in any way that's like boisterous, but like, but I have talent in me that I have so much that I want to do, but I don't know how to go about doing that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing before I pull the cards. What I learned, and I'm, like a triple Pisces, I'm a little shy behind this Sag rising exterior. I found out that the way to do them is do them first and learn later. There's a great Goethe quote which says, "Whatever you do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it."
And that's I firmly believe in that. It's kind of just taking that step that I tend to lack I don't know if it's courage, confidence, because I have a lot of confidence in what I do. Mm-hmm. But there's things that I'd like to do that are out of my comfort zone. And as much as I come off as a person that can go out of my comfort zone all the time, I'm actually more reclusive than it seems.
One of the great secrets of life is pretty much everybody is the exact opposite of how they appear. I don't know why that is, but so with you, and I am going to grab some cards.
Okay.
Where are they? Oh, here they are. With you, one thing is you keep waiting till you're ready. No one is ever ready. And the people
that's 100% true.
Yeah. But we make, we're human beings. We don't like change. We don't like new stuff, although we really want it. I work with a lot of celebrities, as the slightly self-aggrandizing title of this show says. But most of them every one of them had no idea what they were doing. They just took a step in a vague direction of their dream. Like even the tiniest thing. I think one of the things, Joni Mitchell once said, a great line, she said, "The crazy you get from too much choice, you're good at 3 things. You can have your dreams like one after another or all at the same time. But I think when you start to head in the direction of this dream, you're like, but wait, if I do this, I won't have this one." Yeah, you can have them all.
Right.
Just not all at once, You can't have everything. Where would you put it? So that voice especially if you're a little ADHD, which I think is a code word for being really smart. You're very bright and you always kind of going off in different directions in a good way.
Yep.
So I have a couple, again, before we pull the cards, I have a couple of suggestions for you. Do you have something you can write these down with, or you can go back and listen to this? I'm on YouTube. The wonderful people at Moonstruck archive my shows with French subtitles. No, that was a complete lie, but they do archive the shows. So a couple things I would like you to do. And you're calling today because yesterday, as I said earlier, Saturn and Jupiter moved into Aquarius simultaneously, and there's a bunch of other big sort of astrological billiard balls rolling around the universe right now. But Aquarius is like, whoa, I got to get this done right now. What is it? And so, first thing I'd like you to do is get a notebook and write down 10 ideas a day. Because when we write down the ideas, they're there. You don't have to act on them now, but you're not going to lose them. And sometimes just writing them down really helps you get into the reality of it. It feels to me like I'm going to go out on a limb here. I went out on a limb earlier with the kid thing, but I think this will be better. You have writing, performing, and I think musical talent, and you'd make a hell of a teacher, a heck of a teacher. Am I right? Just say I'm right. I'll send you $20. No, go ahead. Charlie? Michelle? Michelle, my belle. We're getting her back. Meanwhile, I have something really cool for you guys. I am going to hold up, and Michelle will be back in a second, but I want you to pick, I'm going to hold up 3 ornaments. Oh, hi, Michelle. Okay.
Hey.
Actually, you can do this too. Well, I have actually noticed that when I'm talking to somebody very talented who is kind of about to launch themselves into the world as a bright light, there's dark things out there that don't necessarily want bright lights to shine. So they'll cut off the phone line. In the past, sometimes they've made my iPad go like, boom, boom, boom.
Really?
Trust me on this. Yeah, I brought up an Episcopalian atheist, half Jewish, so it wasn't until I started doing this work that I realized, like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually true. Okay, so you're going to write down 10 ideas a day.
Okay.
Also, and this is for everybody at home too, I'm going to quickly hold up 3 different ornaments. And I want you all to choose the ornament that speaks to you. So first we have, ready? This one. Whoop, can you see it? Kind of cool. Very cool. Whoops. And it might help if I held it where you could see it. Okay. Think about the emotions that ornament brings up. The next ornament is this one. Oh, darn it. I'm sorry. Still never get this right. And that one's a little more complex than it looks, but it's kind of cool. This one is going to seem like the obvious one to pick, but it might be a little garish for some of you. This is the third one. Ah, Peri, why can't you get this right? Okay. Great. All I want you guys to do is just pick an ornament, and then afterwards, and you have to do this too, Michelle. If you go to my Facebook page, I will have a description of what you picking that ornament in this moment means, and it's accurate. I don't know why, because it's an ornament.
I know exactly what ornament.
Which one?
What's that?
Which one? Blue?
It's well, actually, what's that?
Which one?
an ornament on my tree. So I'm not even at my house, but I can already picture an ornament that one of my clients gave to me that I just loved. It's a star, and it's like a whitewashed look, and it's sparkly, but it's a thicker wood. It's very well made. It's just a very, very pretty. Well, it's not just a star. It has like a decor in between the star, but the outside is a star. And she gave it to me, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah, because
kind of antique looking.
Yeah. What?
So if I were to pick something, I mean, there's, I'm thinking off the top of my head, my next favorite ornament would probably be something actually, and I'm thinking of my tree right now because I'm not at home.
Okay.
It's something a little bit more nostalgic. Like actually, I found in my collection, it was a Boyd's bear, and I used to collect those bears. And I found that I had an ornament of a little bear with the tag still on it, and it made me so excited.
Oh, I love bears. Well, bear might be one of your animal totems. Do you know the name Ursula means little bear? I'm going to say that the star one speaks to you because, you have intuitive, shamanistic, psychic, whatever you want to call it, precog empath, which is what I used to call myself, but then I realized it's really pretentious. You have that. You also have, I think you have a gift for either songwriting, writing, or something expressive. Is that correct?
Yeah. I love to write. Yes.
And you're good. I mean, I have a lot of people say, I'm a writer, and I read this stuff, and I'm like, well,
I have. No, I've done. I've had a poem published. My senior paper was the #1 in my class. I mean, this is dating back, but even the cards I wrote my girlfriends tonight, they all thought were so sweet. It's just a way with words.
Yes, you do. And it's funny because right before the show, I got out, there's a magazine called Poets and Writers, and this was the contest issue. So I would actually ask you to write that down, Poets and Writers magazine. They're not giving me any money because they're poets. They don't have any.
So that's something I'd actually like to do is I write a lot of just kind of like feelings. Some are like poems, some are just, and I thought at one point in this, again, may sound wild, I actually got a keyboard because I wanted, but then I realized that I still can't play piano. And I didn't take lessons, but I wanted to take my words and put it into music, but maybe just sending some of my writings into somewhere would be something.
I think that's a great idea. So I would send in your writing to Poetry Magazine. Also, you might want to do, we've got 90 seconds. So for you at home, I want you to pick the blue one, the gold one, or the purple one, and then go to my Peri Lyons on Facebook site and tell me, and I will have an explanation of what those mean to you. Anyway, Michelle, so do one small thing in the direction of your dream. I don't care if it's doing an open mic and reading a poem out loud. I don't care if it's, you also have a really nice singing voice. Why didn't you tell me?
Well, thank you, because I think I do.
Yeah, you do.
I think I do, but that's just me.
Yeah. So every time fear comes up, just tell it, you know what? There's no room for you. I'm not renting you room in my house. Just do it anyway. The first time I sang in public, when I was 14, I almost needed Depends diapers. And then I went singing at town hall and
actually really interesting you say that.
Yeah?
But yeah, obviously,
you get that.
You want to wet your pants because it's nerve-wracking, but...
Yeah.
It's kind of been like with the writing, kind of the singing comes, and it's something that I've never really expressed to anybody either.
It's your time because we need you. I want to talk more about this, but my producer is holding a gun up, which means I've gone overtime because you're so fascinating. Find me on Facebook, and we can talk a few more minutes. I'm happy to, because I'm a writer too, and I can also show you the contest you should enter. I'm happy to help you because you're very talented, and you're not too old. Stop telling yourself that. For everybody else out there, thank you, Michelle. It's been a joy to talk to you. Remember, this is the beginning of an amazing time for you. It's so going to be the opposite of 2020, and I want you to pick an ornament, this one, or is it this one? Or is it possibly this one?